What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of the best wide receiver route running moves that you can learn. Let's get started. But also, fellas, if you are a wide receiver and maybe you struggle with knowing what drills you should be doing on the field to work on these different things that you learn, check out that very first link in the description below where you can get access to a 4-week daily wide receiver on-field workout schedule. We break down the exact drills you should be doing with video examples of each one, with the exact sets and reps to follow. So if you guys would like some more information on that, how you can get access to our 4-week daily wide receiver training schedule on the field, check out that very first link in the description below. Again, very first link below. Let's get back to this video. All right, guys, so the very first move that I want to talk about today is going to be something called a rocker step. So I'm sure all of you have maybe heard of a rocker step at one point or have seen a rocker step. I guarantee you've seen it, but that's what we're going to be breaking down today. So a rocker step can be used, and for each one of these moves that we're going to discuss today, fellas, I'm going to talk about when you would use it, the mechanics behind it, and then I'm going to show you kind of a semi-full speed example so you could see it live and in action, okay? So now, rocker step. You would use this on like a post, a corner, a dig, or maybe an out route. I think anything that you can run off of a single cut longer than probably 5 yards, you could use a rocker step on. So we're going to use the example of a post. So let's say, for example, I'm running a post, and let's say, quarterback's off to the left. You want to step in the direction that you are going first. So if the quarterback's to the left and I am running a post, I am obviously running to the left, right? So when I get up to the top of the break to make this post cut, I want to step in the direction I'm going first, 1, fake like I'm going outside 2, and then rip back underneath and catch this ball. So that is what a rocker step is. So in terms of mechanics, let's say, for example, when you make this first break and you're trying to sell, like if I'm running a post, I'm trying to sell a corner. That first step of this move has to be inside of my frame. A lot of times when guys try to do this rocker step, they will reach very far, and when you reach far outside your frame, you can't push and sell back to the outside. So your feet end up being super wide, and you can't sell this thing. You can't move when your feet are wide either, so you take extra steps and we're slow out of the break. So the first step has to be a quick step. You burst up, it's a hard step right inside your frame, so you can push off of this, have a loose upper half as well, so you can sell back to the outside, push, gain some ground, and actually threaten that DB with a corner, with an out, whatever it might be, and then you break back underneath on a post. So if you were doing this on a corner route, you would step out then in. If you're doing it on an out route, you would step out then in. If you were doing this on a dig, you would step in then out. But make sure we have those correct mechanics like we talked about. I'm going to show you how this is going to look semi-full speed. Again, I'm in tennis shoes on turf, so bear with me, but I'm going to try to give you guys the best possible look. All right, guys, so the next move that I want to talk about is something called a triple rocker step, okay? So now this is for all those guys who are very, very creative route runners, right? I think a great NFL wide receiver to study in terms of how he uses a single cut, a rocker step, and a triple rocker step would be Cooper Kupp. And obviously he is one of the best route runners in the game, and the success that he's been able to have in that offense is insane. But what makes him lose a lot of defenders is his ability to be unpredictable. So like, let's say, for example, you're in an offense, and I guarantee you every single high school offense who's primarily watching this video runs a lot of this, posts and outs, right? You got post route, post route, out route, digs thrown in there. So let's say, for example, on all of your post routes, you cut off of a rocker step. So you're running a post, you hit this rocker step 1, 2, and then you break back off underneath, right? So now, let's say you're running an out route. Now, a couple times on an out route, like let's say it's a speed cut out route where it's like you could almost like round the break, you're probably not going to do a move. You're going to cut off of 1 foot and get up into this out route. However, now, you're running an out route, maybe you got man coverage, they've seen it a few times, they've seen your rocker step, and they're trying to anticipate and bite on this post route. That is when you can use a triple rocker step. And you would want to use this triple on the same situations you'd use just the regular rocker. When it's a pass maybe 5, 6 yards, and it's a route you could run off of 1 step. So now to be unpredictable on your out route, and again, I like this a lot against man coverage, or maybe if it's not like a timing out route where they throw it right off the break, it's more of like a sprint out flood concept, if you will. But now I get up to the break, and you want to step opposite of where you're going first. So I get up to the top of this route, I go here, 1, 2, they're thinking post, 3, break back off underneath and run this out route. It gets them to anticipate it. It's when you've gotten them a couple times on that rocker step, they think they got you, they're anticipating things, then you hit them with a 1, 2, 3. Now, In a game, this will definitely screw with the guy watching you, but it also screws with guys studying you on film. And this is more for like you older guys, like older in high school, college guys watching this. Honestly, fellas, like film study is crazy for DBs. They are trying to get any little detail on us because they play the second hardest position to quarterback on the field. So they're trying to look for any little thing that we do that gives away the route that I'm running. And if you're always doing a rocker step and have no triple built off of it, and again, you have to be careful with the triple because you don't want to waste too much time. You don't want to take forever to get in and out of your breaks. But if you don't have that triple attached to it, they can pick up on what you're doing. So that triple rocker step is the same mechanics. It's just one more step as the regular rocker. I'm going to show you how this thing is going to look semi full speed. All right, guys, so the next move I'm going to be teaching you is something called a tempo skip. So this tempo skip, I only like it on a fade or a slant route because I feel like it takes a little bit of time. I don't necessarily like this specific tempo change on anything past a 5-yard route or a vertical route like a fade. So how this is going to work, we're going to showcase this like on a slant route. So let's say you got to run a slant. Let's say a DB's right up in front of you, maybe 3 yards away, 4 yards away. That's the only time that you would use this. You wouldn't use this when he's close up because this little skip can get you jammed and put flat on your back if this DB is physical and right up in your face. So you don't want to do it when he's real close. You want to do it when you have to close the distance because a DB in man coverage is trying to read two things. Number one, your hips. That's where his eyes are. Number two, he's trying to read your speed and your tempo of the route to anticipate when you're going to break. If you're just coming out with the same speed over and over and over again on routes, honestly, fellas, a DB will pick up on that as the game progresses. You need to change up your speed, you need to change up the tempo sometimes. So that's where this hesitation skip comes into play. So we come off the ball. It's a series of like 5 steps. So set go is about 5 yards away, like we said. We go 1 with the right foot, so you go right, and let's say quarterback's to the left of me. I forgot to add that. Right, left, left, right, left. You go run a fade, or for example, you go here, you go right, left, left, right, left, right, you run that triple and you run a slant. So it could be either one, but you hesitate, you do that little double step right before you throw a crossover or a triple step move on a fade or a slant. Now that left step, and it's going to be easier to show you guys somewhat full speed, is that hesitation skip element to change up the tempo. And again, it's tough to show you walking speed because it's a little bit confusing. So I'll try to jog it out right now. Again, you come off, you go right, left, left, right, left, then you're up. That little hesitation, that left step is what throws off the DB's timing and get him to kind of freeze, get him to react, and ultimately get you space. So I'm going to show you this thing's going to look full speed on a fade and a slant route. All right, guys, so this next move that I want to talk about is something I call a box cut, or it's like a 4-step cut at the top of the break. It's a more creative way to run a dig route or a later read out route. You wouldn't want to use this on a timing out route because it's just going to take a little bit too long at the break, and I'm going to explain why. So what this box cut is, 4 steps, and essentially what you were trying to do is like you want to use this when this DB is an off coverage, you have to run a dig, you were trying to drop your hips, 1, 2, try to pull this DB in, 1, 2, and sell like we were going to the outside or inside if you're running an out route, and then slip back underneath or slip out. So it's a great way to draw this DB in, kind of freeze him, then leave him with that crossover. So let's talk about the mechanics of this. So let's say, for example, let's say I'm out of the slot. I got like a cover 4 safety. He's about 8 yards away from me. I got to run like an 8 to 10 yard dig. I'm closing the space with him. I get to this inside foot. I drop. So let's say the ball's over here. Drop with the left, drop with the right, left, right, crossover, and then I slip back underneath. So it's kind of a way to drop, bring him in, cross, leave him to the outside, and then get separation. So like I said, we can only use this on like outside or inside breaking routes that go to 90. This wouldn't work on a corner or a post, and it would not work if it's a timing out route or like a first read dig. So what do I mean by that? So like let's say you're out of the slot and the play concept is a 10-yard out from the slot, fade from the outside. If you're running this 10-yard out, that quarterback is taking 3 steps and throwing it because it is a timing break. It's a speed cut out. So I can't get up to the break and drop, throw a move, and then go because that throws off the quarterback's timing. He's going to throw it way too far out in front of me, and I'm not going to have as much speed as he's expecting me to have out of the break. Now, if it was like quarterback is doing a sprint out, let's say I'm out of trips, I got the slot receiver doing a 5-yard out. I'm doing a 10-yard out. Yeah, maybe I could work it a little bit because the quarterback's got to sprint out. It's a longer developing play. Now let's say I'm running a dig, and let's say it's like a dagger, right? So like let's say maybe it's a post dig where I come up, I break, and I'm out that break, and that quarterback might be hitting me as soon as I come off. I can't do it. But let's say maybe I have a backside dig. Quarterback looks left, he goes back, then he hits us on the dig. That's when I can take more time with this. So remember, you drop those hips, it's on that inside. Say I'm doing this on a dig. You break to the side that you are going first because it's 4 steps. So I drop here, cross away, and then slip back under. I'm going to show you this thing is going to look full speed. Once you get the hang of this, fellas, this is a really, really good move and fun move to use against a live DB. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to leave those in the comment section below. Always appreciate the feedback. It's always great to hear from you guys. And again, fellas, if you would like a daily on-field wide receiver workout schedule that you can follow with the exact sets, reps to do, examples of each drill, check out that very first link in the description below. We'd love to get you on our 4-week daily wide receiver on-field workout plan. I'll see you guys next time.